Hello, and thank you for joining me for this demonstration of how to add an auto attendant on the 8x8 admin console. As you can see on the screen, I'm currently signed into my admin console, and I'm just going to navigate to the auto attendants option. Now, just as a side note, you can access auto attendants by selecting the more options in the top left corner of the screen, scrolling down to about the sixth option down, and you'll see auto attendants. This actually has a drop down next to it. And from within here, you can access auto attendance directly, or you can access the schedules. Schedules are associated to auto attendance. All auto attendants must have a schedule on it, and the schedule defines whether we are in hours or out of hours, or if it's a holiday date. Within the schedule, we can specify our working hours, and we can also add in ad hoc days that you're closed, or bank holiday dates or corporate holiday dates that you may be closed, and we can configure different routing based on that schedule or those schedule conditions. For this, we're going to go ahead and create a new auto attendant. So now that I'm on the auto attendants option, I'm just going to select create auto attendant. First thing I need to do is just follow all of the red asterisk fields. So as you can see, these are all of the required fields. We can then select the site. So just find the appropriate site. This is recommending a number. Again, you can go ahead and define a different number should you wish to. If that number is already in use, then it will tell you at that point. So this is where we would assign a DDI number. Now that we've got a DDI number on there, we've got the options to whether we want to display the auto attendant in the company directory or not. I'm going to say no in this case. The apply alternate menu will revert back to once we've explained the call handling menus. So the next section is the auto attendant profile. This is where we actually apply the schedule. So by selecting a drop down, we can see all of the schedules that have been previously created on the system. We can see there's a 24/7 test there. And if we want to, once we've selected a schedule, we can go ahead and choose edit. We can then see that this schedule is open all day, excluding this one. Again, it's a test schedule, so likely be a reason for that. Instead of choosing a previously created schedule, I'm going to create a new schedule in this case, which will then create a new pop-up window, and I can call this now that we've given our schedule a name, we can then specify the weekday schedule. So from here, I actually want to work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. So we're just going to adjust the hours to match the working hours. So now that our schedule displays on the weekday schedule, we are open between 9 and 5 p.m. and we are closed all day Saturday and Sunday. If we scroll down a bit further, we can see this option here, which is the exceptions to the weekday schedule. So what we've defined here is that every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, indefinitely, we are open between 9 and 5. The exceptions allows us to add caveats to that. So it might be that on a specific day of the week or a specific day of this month, we are only open between 9 and 12 on a Tuesday, for example. So to add exceptions to the schedule, you just click add an exception. Here you place the date. So we're going to go Tuesday the 15th. And here we're going to go with a name. So we'll say early close. And then we'll add the business hours. So we'll say we're open from 9 until 12. And then we'll save that. So we've now added an exception to the norm. So on the 15th, the open hours will only be applied between 9 and 12. After 12, it will ignore this part of the schedule and follow the closed route. The last section that we have within our schedule are holiday exceptions. Now it's up to us whether we define these or not, but essentially adding a holiday exception allows us to follow a different structure or a different menu structure. So it might be that we want a different message to play when we're closed during the holiday period. So we can do that from within our auto attendant menu structures. So just to give an example of this, if we choose Christmas Day, so Monday, just give it a name, and we say closed all day. So we just save that. So we've added a holiday exception. So once we're happy with our schedule, all we do is select save. This then creates the new schedule and then adds it to this auto attendant that we're building. So we just want to check time zone and language. They're both correct. So now the last option that we have here are the call handling menus. So we can see that we have three sections: weekdays, holidays, and alternate. So the weekdays are looking at within our schedule, the weekday schedule and exceptions to the weekday schedule. So within here, we can define our open hours menu and our closed hours menu. We haven't actually said on the schedule that we have any lunch hours. So if we wanted to put in, you know, a lunch hour, we could do, but we've not defined that. So I'm just going to leave that for now. But the idea being that you might choose different routing based on it being the lunch hour. Play this separate message or go to this voicemail box or ring this number. So the two that we're mainly concerned with here are the open hours and the closed hours. So what we need to do is decide whether we want to give the caller options to select from, or if we just want to route the call straight to a group. If we want to give them options, what we need to do is select add key. From within here, we choose the key that we want them to press. So press 1, and then that will do whatever we define. So there's quite a few options that we can define from within here. To keep this straightforward for this demonstration, I'm going to show you, we're going to send that straight to a number, and we're going to go to our test ring group. So we'll just say on option 1, go to the test ring group and save. Now that we've defined an option, we need to instruct the caller to press that option. They won't know otherwise. So what we need to do is give them a prompt. Now we can either record a prompt by creating a new one and recording via your desk phone or your 8x8 work application, or if you've previously recorded or you've got a recording, you can upload that audio file. Or if there's already an audio file on the system that you wish to use, then you can just select that and assign it. The other option that we have from within the auto attendant is to use text to speech. So we can type a message in here. Once we've created this auto attendant and you ring the DDI number associated to it, the first thing it'll do is play this message. And what we're telling the caller to do within this message is to press 1 to speak to the team. Now, what we might want to do is a bit of a capture all. So as you can see, between the message and the line key that we've added, we've got a main menu. So from within here, we can choose to edit the settings. So we might say, if the caller doesn't press anything within 3 seconds of the message ending, repeat the message 1 time, after which hang up. Now, we might not actually want to hang up on this caller if they fail to input option 1 twice. What we might want to do is just route the call directly to someone else. So in here, we can just choose, rather than hang up, we can choose route call to, and then we can select our extension, and we can say send the call straight to this ring group, then select save. So what we're actually doing now, caller rings the main DDI, plays this message. If the caller doesn't press anything within 3 seconds, it will replay this message. If they don't press anything within 3 seconds again, it will send the call straight to this ring group. So that's our open hours sorted. So now we need to look at the closed hours menu. So from within here, we could choose to skip playing the prompt and just send the call directly to a destination, or it might be that we wish to play a prompt and then just end the call. So depending on how you wish to manage your out of hours services, we'll then define what you put within here. So in this example, what we're going to do is play a message, then end the call when it's outside of working hours. So I'm just going to use text to speech again. And I've just choose a brief message that we can play. So if we call after 5 p.m. or before 9 a.m., this message will play. And we don't actually want to send this anywhere. We just want to play this message, then end the call. So what I'm going to do is not add a line key. I'm just going to go to edit the settings. I'm going to take that down to 0. I'm going to put the replay times to 0. And I'm just going to leave that on hang up and press save. So what will happen? Call out of hours, plays this message, ends the call straight away. So we've now defined our weekdays open and closed hours menu. We did add a holiday date to the schedule. So by selecting the holidays option, we can define the same for our open and closed hours menu for holiday dates. At present, it will use the weekdays menu that we've previously created, but we might want to define a custom. So we can do that. We could say within the holidays closed hours, because we said on Christmas Day we're closed all day. What we want to do is play a message. So now that we've defined a different message, we can then just, again, we don't want to send this anywhere. We're just going to choose hang up and press save. So this would just play this message on that specified holiday date, and then it would just end the call. It might be that we have an out of hours service. So, instead of ending the call, we're going to route the call straight to a ring group, press save, and our message will perhaps be something along the lines of, due to the holiday period, we may expect longer waiting times, and then just please hold. The last option within the call handling menus is the alternate menu. Now, the alternate hours menu allows you to define something completely custom. So an example of where this may be used is in an emergency scenario. So we might put in a message saying, due to unforeseen circumstances, we're unable to take your call at this time. So, it could be due to adverse weather, might be a power outage or something like that, but we're unable to process calls at this time. So we've applied a message, and again, we are then perhaps hanging up, or we may route to a third party that will take our calls for us in this period of time that we are unable to take calls. But the difference with the alternate menu is that this is applied manually, so it doesn't follow the schedule like the weekdays and the holiday menus do. The alternate menu is manually toggled on and off. So if you turn this on, it will ignore all the other schedules and menus that you've created, and it will only play this message and do what we've defined whilst this is enabled. Once you need to disable this, you'll need to come back onto the admin console and toggle this off and save. So once we're happy with our auto attendant, we just press save. And now that our auto attendant has saved, if we were to receive calls to this DDI, it will then come through to this message within our open hours, or this message within our closed hours. And then, if we are open, it will route to this team. If we're closed, it will just end the call. So in this video, we've demonstrated how to create an auto attendant, how to create a schedule, and the call handling menus that are available within the auto attendant, and some of the routing options or configurable options that we have on an auto attendant. Thank you for watching this demonstration.